Paul, does this prove we need an 8-team playoff?
Well, it would be great, but the people that run college football are from the prehistoric age, so I don't think they're going to change anything immediately, Molly. They think they got it right. I frankly think they got it right. And some would also argue that this past weekend, where the college football championship games were held, was really a play-in, a quarterfinal to the semifinals. So it would be great to have 8. It's not happening anytime soon.
Paul, I got to ask this question. I look at Alabama. You know me. I roll with the Tide. I roll with Nick Saban, no doubt. And I have no problem with folks out in Ohio State crying and whining about how they should be in. When not only did you lose by 31 to Iowa in November, you gave up 55 points. I don't want to hear that from them. I just don't. But I will ask this question. Auburn did lose. I'm sorry, they did lose to Georgia, no doubt. But they did beat Georgia early in the season, obviously, just a few weeks earlier, and they beat Alabama. What do you say to folks that look at Alabama at number 4 and say Auburn should have been in there instead of them, despite losing to Georgia in the SEC title game?
Well, it's a fair conversation, but don't forget, Stephen A., and I realize you're not feeling well, so I'll go easy on you here, but that was Auburn's third loss. They lost to Clemson, which is a great loss. They lost to LSU, which is not great. So, I mean, they rolled the dice, and I think there's some fair discussion to have that Alabama sat around Saturday going to the mall and watching football and didn't get a single player injured, and now is in a really good shape, getting players healthy to now play for the college football championship again in the semifinals. Of all the things I really don't understand, it's the fact that the committee chairman, and listen, we all know they make this up as they go along, but he sat there with a straight face on Tuesday night and told Reese Davis the difference between 5 where Alabama sits and 8 where Ohio State was razor thin. And then yesterday, after Ohio State won the Big Ten championship while Alabama was shopping, he said that Alabama was unequivocally better. Now, that does not make any sense whatsoever, but I've come to expect it. Having said it all, I agree with the committee. They didn't bow down to pressure from Jim Delaney, the powerful Big Ten commissioner. They didn't just say, hey, just because you win the Big Ten, you get in, even though last year they didn't say that. And finally, this is the third time Ohio State has been knocking on the door. If Ohio State wants to be assured of getting in the college football playoff, don't screw it up. Don't take the chances that they did. And not only did they lose by 31 in Iowa, which is unforgivable, they looked terrible against Oklahoma at home.
Yeah, right. Listen, Iowa's a disqualifying loss. Anyone who loses like that to a team like Iowa, I mean, at home, it's over. That disqualifies you from being a national champion. But, Paul, I couldn't disagree with you more about the 8 teams. There are 5 power conferences, 4 slots. That makes it awesome every year. Someone's going to get left out. It's musical chairs. Like, arguing about it is half the fun, at least for the fans. So, and who is this all for anyway? And when you think about the way it is with a 4-team playoff, Paul, all season long, you're basically in a double elimination tournament. I know Auburn, the third loss, knocked them out. Without the third loss, maybe. But basically, you're in a double elimination tournament all season. And, Paul, they got it right. By everyone's admission, Ohio State's got no case. Why expand it?